Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is GameGob and welcome to FSX or Microsoft Flight Simulator X. Today we are in Switzerland in Meiringen, if that's how you pronounce it, and if it is not, I'm sorry. Today we'll be in the Pilatus PC9 and we'll be doing a quick startup and stuff with it. This is built by Iris and it's released for free as part of its classics. It used to cost roughly €30 or so. I'll give you some background on it as well. So, the Pilatus PC9 is a single-engine, low-wing, tandem-seat, turboprop trainer aircraft manufactured by Pilatus Aircraft of Switzerland. Designed as the most powerful evolution of the PC7, the PC9's first flight was in May of 1984, after which certification was achieved in September of 1985. After this, the first production orders for the type were received from the Royal Saudi Air Force, which deliveries commenced in 1985. Since then, more than 250 airframes of this aircraft have been produced across 5 different variants, and the type is employed by a number of military civilian operators around the world, including the Swiss Air Force, the Royal Australian Air Force, and the Royal Thai Air Force. Now, the Royal Australian Air Force use it for combat as well as they also use it as their acrobatics team, called the Roulettes. Kind of interesting. There are several variants: the PC9, the 2-seat basic training aircraft; the PC9A, 2-seat basic training aircraft for the Royal Australian Air Force, built under license in Australia by Hawker de Havilland; the PC9B, 2-seat target towing aircraft for the German Air Force. This target towing version has an increased fuel capacity and flight for up to 3 hours and 20 minutes, as well as 2 Southwest Orin 24 winches under the wing. These winches can be allowed at target up to 3.5 kilometers. The PC9M, this version was introduced in 1997 as a new standard model. It is in a large dorsal fin in order to improve longitude stability, modified ring route fairings, stall strips on the leading edges, as well as some new engine and propeller controls. Croatia bought 17 new examples in 1997. Slovenia placed an order for 9 named Hochtund, meaning swift. In December of the same year, Oman ordered 12 examples, and in January 1999, and Ireland signed a contract for 8 in January 2003. Bulgaria purchased 12 aircraft in 2004. The last order was made by Mexico, which received a last of 2 in September 2006. A little bit of interesting history on the one in Ireland is one crashed in 2009 due to the pilots having disorientation and under bad weather conditions. So let's get right into the start of this aircraft. So we'll get rid of our prop retainers and our intake covers. We'll leave the wheel chocks for now. We'll get inside this aircraft and we will release our yoke. If you want to hide the yoke, by the way, just press this MOR thing, hides it and shows it again. We'll turn on our battery, our boost pumps. See, our instruments will come alive now. Check all is off over here. I'll just put up that engine cutoff paddle. We'll turn on our navigation lights and our strobe lights. And we'll close the cockpit door. Lock us in. We'll also get rid of the wheel chocks now. So we'll check the aircraft is free and correct all around. We'll test our flight control systems: full up on the elevator, full down on the elevator, centered, full left on the ailerons, full right on the ailerons, centered, full left rudder, full right rudder, centered. And that's all good. Now we'll open up our starter and ignition covers. We'll turn on the starter, boost it to 30% on the throttle, so roughly around there. That's good. And we'll hit ignition now. You'll hear it begin to rev up, and accordingly a puff of smoke should happen and it should begin to turn. Like so. We'll boost it to 50% throttles now and let the engine speed up, and get rid of these by clicking on them. And we'll pull it back to idle now. Idle is actually 20% of the throttle, so this here is idle, because if you put it all the way back, the engine will shut off. So we'll click our starter and our ignition. Close the guards. Park brake is set, which it is. Turn off our boost pumps and reset. Turn on our generators. Turn our inverters, our avionics, and our landing light. We'll now turn on our oxygen and make sure that this is on normal and that this is on normal as well. lower flaps for takeoff. Flaps are these things that are just lower in here. And we'll check that the air brake is operational, which can be also indicated in the cockpit here. Which is, flaps are now set to takeoff, which is T/O. And now we'll begin to taxi. So release the park brakes, throttles up, and we'll get ourselves moving. And I'll be back with you guys when we're at the runway and lined up. Anyway guys, we'll just be lining up on the runway now, getting ourselves ready for takeoff. Should all go well. And we'll just turn on to the runway now. No annunciator lights. I think we're ready for takeoff, so we'll line up. Boost to 50% power. All our stuff is rising, which is good, and we'll boost to 100. And at 110 knots on our IAS, we'll pull back on the stick gently just to take off. So there's 110. Pull back gently. We'll lift off. Bring in our landing gear and our flaps. See the straw fold into the aircraft. And we've taken off. Taking off is generally the easiest part of flying. So the landing lights will be off because they are on the key. So they just turn off automatically. Switch back, and all is good. So I'm just going to pull back on my throttle so we're 50%, and we're going to go over the lake behind us. So we're going to bring it back to idle. Roll at 90. Hit the speed brakes and pull. Release the speed brakes there. Boost back to 50% power. Just to complete the turn, and there's the airbase that we just passed. Just took off from. And we'll pass it by and head along the lake. And we'll go back for a landing afterwards. So all is well. There's the lake. Down. You can also swap the edge side of your compass navigation by pressing the E swap button. This is the standard position. It's generally what people will stick with. So we'll fly along this lake and then we'll turn about a little bit in to go and come back for a short landing. And maybe in the next episode I'll get in roulette livery, which is the Australians special livery for this aircraft. And we'll jump in that maybe in another episode and fly about and have some fun with that aircraft. So there's 4,000 feet on our altimeter, just right there. Level it off, just trim the aircraft. Trim is basically just a tab on the back of the elevator. The elevator system at the back of that goes the aircraft up and down, and then just this little tab is what the trim does. And that in turn is just the entire elevator as a whole to stabilize the aircraft. So if you feel really into pull back on the stick, by stick I mean this thing here, if you really to push down to keep the nose level, you just trim it out to keep it. Now I have buttons bound on my joystick, which is a Thrustmaster T Flight Just X. So good, it's good. There's also smoke in this aircraft. Still see the kind of barrel roll behind us there, and I think we'll do a turnaround now, so we'll go back to idle, 20%, bank at 90, speed brakes, pull, the stick, that's a little bit of a warning, just come back there again, those warnings off the cockpit. And now we'll just keep us nice and level as we approach back, and I'll teach some more history. So the well, not history, kind of modern stuff. So the operators are the Australian Air Force, the RAAF, the Bulgarian Air Force, the Croatian Air Force, the Chad Air Force, the Cyprus Air Force, the Irish Air Corps, the Mexican Air Force, the Meiringen Air Force, the Oman Air Force, the Saudi Arabia Air Force, the Slovenian Air Force and Air Defence, the Switzerland Air Force, the Thailand Royal Air Force, and the Royal Thai Air Force as well. The former operators were Angola, Germany, and the United States, and the civil operators were Germany and the United Kingdom. So you should see the runway there, which is good. We're not too high, we're only 2,000 feet above ground level, so we'll actually just dip it a bit. And we'll wait for 115 knots, so drop some air brake, speed brake. Yeah, let's just hold it out. That's good. And when we come back to 150, I'll just release that. There's 150, and we'll drop gear and release it. So when the gear's all down and locked, which is all indicated by 3 green, turn on our landing light. Oops. Sometimes it's a bit of a meal to try and get it on. There we go, it's a bit buggy, but hey, not everything's perfect. And we'll drop takeoff flaps. It's good as we just begin to line up with the runway now. So the plane can be operated by 1 or 2 pilots, indicated by the 2 seats for the aircraft. Instructor and a pilot. The maximum speed is 593 kilometers an hour, 320 knots. The cruising speed is generally 300 knots, or 556 kilometers an hour. And these at 25,000 feet. The surface ceiling is 37,000 feet, or 38,000 feet, within 8 feet away. So it's 37,992. The endurance is 4 hours and 30 minutes with full fuel load, including external tanks that can be mounted on the wings for more fuel. So that's including that, I believe. The G limits are plus 7G and minus 3.5G. And yeah, it's pretty good aircraft. And of course it can't go fast enough to intercept fighter jets, but it can go fast enough to intercept some more slow moving aircraft, and will be used to maybe intercept some, maybe a hijacked plane, like a big plane, I mean, like a civilian thing, like a 737. Might be used to hijack something like that, I'm not sure, but hey, you never know. So we'll just bring in an approach here, plus the train runs fast. So we're going at about 220 kilometers an hour at this moment. Just boosting throttles there just to keep us nice and level, just nice flying. Just a little bit high, so just a bit of brake. There we go, that's good, that's good, that's good, that's good. Just a little bit left there. There we go, that's good, that's good. And we should touch down pretty soon. Flare. Go, brakes and air brake, and just a tiny bit of brakes at the start and wait for 80. There we go. I didn't lower the flaps entirely, which might have helped with slowing us down, but hey, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't awfully affect it for landing. It's just nice to have a little bit of backup. So we'll taxi her in, get her off the runway so the runway is clear for others to land on. Pull it left a bit, and if anyone who's watching this video flies a PC9 or knows a little bit more about the aircraft, do tell me. I'd love to know some more about the aircraft. It's very interesting, and because I'm Irish, it means a lot to me, because it's used by our Air Corps. And if anyone, I can't find the smoke generator system in the cockpit. There is supposed to be a switch. I couldn't find it, at least. If anyone could tell me where it is, it's covered in the manual. That would be fantastic. So anyway, that's pretty good. We'll just shut the aircraft down now. Sure, take a minute. We'll turn the pop containers, intake covers, wheel chocks, and we will open the door. So I hope you enjoyed today's flight, guys. And yeah, have a good day. Bye bye.